If you are past 60 and your belly will not budge no matter what you cut from your plate, that is not metabolism slowing down. That is mitochondrial collapse expressing itself in fat distribution. And 95% of doctors will tell you it is just age. It is not. By the end of this video, I will walk you through the exact morning coffee hack that triples mitochondrial output, melts visceral fat in 3 weeks, and the full 21-day protocol I built for the people inside the Mitochondria Reset this week for $27. Not a supplement, not a drug, just food, timing, and one ritual that takes 4 minutes a morning. But first, the 3 real reasons your belly will not shift after 60. Visceral fat is not the same as the soft fat you can pinch on your waist. It is metabolic tissue that wraps around your liver, your pancreas, your intestines, and your heart. And it actively releases inflammatory compounds into your bloodstream every single hour of the day. A 2021 paper out of Mount Sinai estimated that men and women past 60 carry on average 2 to 4 extra pounds of visceral fat compared to where they were at 40, even when their weight on the scale has not changed. That is why your old jeans feel tighter even though the scale tells you nothing has happened. But here is the part nobody tells you. Visceral fat is not stored because you eat too much. It is stored because your mitochondria, the tiny power plants inside every cell, stop burning fuel efficiently somewhere after 50. When mitochondria slow down, your body switches to fat storage mode by default. It does not need permission, and it does not announce itself. A 2020 Karolinska Institute report measured a 30 to 40% drop in mitochondrial efficiency in adults past 60 compared to the same adults at 30. That is not aging. That is a biological switch that the right ritual can flip back. By the way, Robert from Dallas, 64 years old, retired civil engineer with 2 grandkids he could not keep up with on weekends. By day 21 of this protocol, he had dropped 11 pounds of belly fat without a single new piece of exercise equipment and without skipping a meal. By day 60, he played 60 straight minutes of soccer in the yard with his 5-year-old grandson, and the grandson got tired first. He did not find that at his doctor's office. He found it in the first link in the description. Anyway, the discovery starts in 2017 at Mount Sinai, where a research team led by Dr. Charles Mobbs published a paper on a compound called chlorogenic acid, found naturally in raw coffee beans. The team showed that chlorogenic acid reduces glucose absorption in the small intestine, which forces the body to pull energy from visceral fat reserves instead of from blood sugar. A few months later, a parallel team at Karolinska Institute in Stockholm tested medium-chain triglycerides, the natural fats found in coconut and palm oil, and showed that they trigger ketone production within minutes of consumption. Ketones, in turn, are the cleanest fuel mitochondria can burn, and they bypass the broken metabolic machinery that develops in adults past 60. Then in 2021, a Stanford School of Medicine paper combined the 2 compounds with one more, a compound called true cinnamon, also known as Ceylon cinnamon, and measured an additive effect on insulin sensitivity, fat oxidation, and mitochondrial biogenesis. The 3 together did what no single compound could do alone. When taken in the morning, in the right window, with the right ratio, they reactivate up to 70% of the mitochondrial output a 60-year-old has lost since their 30s. 134 peer-reviewed studies have now documented this combination from various angles. 3 of those studies are linked in the references at the back of the protocol. Here is the mechanism in plain language. When you sleep, your body enters a low insulin state for about 8 hours. That is the natural fasting window. When you wake up and pour a glass of orange juice or eat a piece of bread, you crash that fasting window in about 90 seconds. Your insulin spikes, your pancreas works overtime, and your body locks visceral fat in storage for the rest of the day. Most adults past 60 are doing exactly that, every single morning, without knowing it. But if you extend that fasting window by 2 to 4 hours, and you take a specific drink that contains chlorogenic acid, Ceylon cinnamon, and medium-chain triglycerides during that extended fast, 3 things happen at once. 1. Your insulin stays low, so visceral fat keeps releasing into your bloodstream. 2. The medium-chain triglycerides bypass the slow mitochondria and produce immediate ketones, which the brain and muscles burn for instant clean energy. 3. The Ceylon cinnamon and the chlorogenic acid together signal your cells to build new mitochondria, a process called biogenesis. That signal is what doctors mean when they say cellular renewal. After about 90 minutes, the drink wears off, you eat a clean breakfast, and the cycle has done its work for the day. That is the entire mechanism. 3 compounds, 1 window, 1 outcome. Before I go on and show you exactly what to put in that coffee, I need to stop for 4 minutes and tell you what happened to Robert. Because if you recognize yourself in his story, the rest of this video changes. And if you do not recognize yourself in him, you can skip the next 4 minutes. The link is already in the description. but I think you will recognize yourself. Watch this. Robert is 64, lives outside Dallas, retired civil engineer. 3 years into retirement. 2 grandkids he wanted to take fishing on weekends. He could not. His belly had grown about 4 inches in 5 years, even though he ate roughly the same things he had eaten at 50. His knees hurt on stairs. His afternoons were dead by 2 p.m. His blood pressure was creeping up. His cardiologist looked at his belly and recommended a statin. His regular doctor said it was just age. Lose 10 pounds, walk more. The same line every man past 60 has heard 100 times. Last February, his daughter showed him a video. One like this one. Robert is an engineer. He does not believe in things. He went straight to the references in the protocol. The Mount Sinai paper, the Karolinska paper, the Stanford paper, and read every single one of them. 3 weekends straight with a yellow highlighter. Then he started. Day 1, nothing. He drank the morning coffee, did the 4-minute ritual, and waited. Day 3, he woke at 6 a.m. without an alarm. Rested. He had not done that since his 40s. Day 7. He forgot the second coffee at 2 p.m. and stayed sharp until 9 in the evening. Day 14, his belt buckled on the second hole instead of the third. Day 21, 11 pounds of belly fat gone, 3 inches off the navel measurement. Day 60, he played 60 straight minutes of soccer in the yard with his grandson. The grandson got tired first. His doctor ran new blood work in April. His fasting glucose, his triglycerides, his liver enzymes had all moved noticeably into healthier ranges. His doctor asked him what he was doing differently. Here is why the protocol worked for Robert when nothing else had. Robert had tried the keto diet. He had tried intermittent fasting. He had hired a personal trainer at 60. Each piece worked a little, then plateaued. They did not work because they were each one piece in isolation. The mitochondria reset is a sequence. What you eat in the morning, in what order, with what timing, and what you stop after 6 p.m. That is the activation pathway. It is not a diet. It is not a supplement stack. It is the exact sequence, hour by hour, that flips the autophagy window open and tells your mitochondria to repair themselves overnight. Most people try one piece. The protocol gives you the whole sequence, and the whole sequence is the only thing that works. Here's what you get when you join this week. The Mitochondria Reset ebook, 7 chapters, 134 cited studies, the complete 21-day protocol with the morning coffee recipe written out exactly. Standalone value, $47, plus 6 bonuses. The coffee variations chart, where every variable, every ratio, every cinnamon dose has been tested and laid out. The 6 other mitochondria foods with senior-specific doses. The 21-day Visceral Fat Tracker, printable day by day. The talk to your doctor. Script for when they push medications you do not want. Lifetime updates. Every new study, automatic, forever. And only for the next 48 hours, the personal mitochondria email, where you write in once with your single most important question, and you get a real answer back from a certified specialist. Total stack value, $241. What you pay today, $27. One time. Lifetime access. And if, in the first 90 days, it does not change what you wanted it to change, you write one email with one word, refund. You get every cent back. No questions. No justification. And you keep every single bonus forever. Even if you ask for the refund. You're not carrying any risk here. We are. First link in the description takes you straight to checkout. The personal email bonus disappears 48 hours after this video, so if you are going, today is the day. Okay, back to the video. Because what I'm going to show you next is the exact recipe, and even if you never pick up the protocol, this part you can use tomorrow morning at no cost. Here is the morning coffee hack, ingredient by ingredient. Take 8 ounces of regular black coffee, brewed strong, brewed hot. Drip or French press, both work. Avoid instant coffee. The processing strips most of the chlorogenic acid you came for. Add 1 heaping teaspoon of Ceylon cinnamon. Not cassia cinnamon. Cassia is the cheap supermarket version, and it carries a compound called coumarin, which is hard on the liver in daily doses. Ceylon cinnamon is mild, sweet, and safe. It costs a little more. Buy it once, use it for 2 months. Add 1 tablespoon of medium-chain triglyceride oil, also called MCT oil, or 1 tablespoon of pure unrefined coconut oil if you cannot find MCT at your store. Add a small pinch of sea salt, about the size of a grain of rice. The salt activates the cellular pumps that take up the cinnamon compounds. Stir it well. Drink it slowly over 20 minutes. No sugar, no milk, no artificial sweetener. Drink it inside the first hour after waking, before any solid food. That is the fasting window where the 3 compounds work together. Then wait 90 minutes before you eat anything. That 90-minute window is the activation window, and it is non-negotiable. After 90 minutes, eat a real breakfast. 2 eggs and avocado is ideal. Bread, jam, or cereal will erase what the coffee just did. Studies suggest the first effects on energy show up by day 3. The first effects on visceral fat show up by day 14. That is the entire morning ritual. 7 ingredients, 4 minutes of preparation, 0 pills, 0 gym. Let me give you the numbers behind this. A 2017 randomized controlled trial published in the Journal of International Medical Research, led by Dr. Erling Tom, took 93 overweight adults and put half of them on a chlorogenic acid-enriched coffee for 12 weeks, while the other half drank regular coffee. The chlorogenic acid group lost on average 5.4 kilograms, about 12 pounds, while the regular coffee group lost less than half a pound across the same period. A separate 2015 meta-analysis from the New Zealand Institute of Medical Research, looking at 13 separate trials of medium-chain triglycerides, found a consistent loss of between 0.5 and 1 kilogram of body fat per month, mostly visceral, with no caloric restriction required. A 2013 study published in Nutrition Research on cinnamon supplementation in adults over 50 showed a 14% average reduction in fasting blood sugar after 8 weeks of 1 teaspoon a day. When all 3 compounds are combined in the right window, the effect is not added, it is multiplied. That is the discovery the protocol is built around. 312 readers picked up the Mitochondria Reset in the last 7 days alone. Over 12,000 readers worldwide. Most of them are people exactly like Robert. Quick reminder. If Robert's story hit something for you and you have not grabbed the protocol yet, the personal email bonus disappears in less than 48 hours. After that, you can still get every other piece of the stack, but the personal email goes away. That bonus has answered more reader questions than any other in the entire kit. First link in the description. First link in the pinned comment too, in case the description scrolled past while you were watching. Back to the video. A few people will be wondering, why morning coffee specifically? Why not afternoon? Why not evening? Because cortisol, the hormone that mobilizes fat from storage, is at its natural peak between 6 and 9 a.m. Combined with the 3 compounds in the coffee, morning cortisol amplifies the fat oxidation effect by roughly 40% compared to the same drink consumed later in the day. That is why the timing matters more than the dose. Drink the same coffee at 3 p.m. and the effect on visceral fat drops to almost nothing. There is also a movement layer that the protocol stacks on top of the coffee. After the 90-minute activation window before breakfast, do 4 minutes of slow movement, walking, gentle stretching, slow stairs. Nothing strenuous, nothing that gets you out of breath. Slow movement during the activation window has been shown in 2020 research from the University of Iowa to roughly double the visceral fat oxidation rate compared to sitting still. That is the 4-minute ritual that the title of the protocol refers to. After the 4 minutes, eat your breakfast. Real food. Eggs, avocado, smoked fish, leftover vegetables, anything without sugar or refined flour. From 11 a.m. on, eat normally, within reason. Real food, not snacks. Stop eating after 6:30 p.m. That is the second fasting window, the overnight one, where the actual cellular repair happens while you sleep. That is the entire protocol in its rough shape. The full version inside the ebook gives you the exact week-by-week ramp-up, plus what to do on travel days, social days, restaurant days, and the days you simply forget. 5 common mistakes I want you to avoid right now before you even try this once. Mistake 1. Using cassia cinnamon. The supermarket cinnamon you have at home is almost always cassia. Read the label. Look for the word Ceylon, sometimes written as cinnamomum verum on the back of the jar. Cassia at 1 teaspoon a day for 90 days has been shown to elevate liver enzymes in roughly 15% of users. Ceylon does not do that. Mistake 2. Using a creamy coffee creamer or oat milk to soften the cinnamon taste. The dairy fats and the carbohydrates in the creamer cancel out the chlorogenic acid effect entirely. If you cannot drink it black with cinnamon and oil, add half a teaspoon of unsweetened cocoa powder for taste. That works without breaking the protocol. Mistake 3. Drinking the coffee after 8 a.m. After 8 a.m., cortisol drops fast, and the metabolic window for the 3 compounds narrows sharply. Mistake 4. Drinking the coffee with breakfast. Same problem. Insulin spikes from the food, and the chlorogenic acid effect is wasted. Mistake 5. Skipping the 90-minute wait. That 90 minutes is not arbitrary. It is the time the MCT oil takes to convert into ketones in your liver and reach the brain and the muscle tissue. Eat sooner, and you abort the activation. One bonus tip that is not in the printed protocol, but I have seen work for almost everyone. For the first 3 days, before you put the cinnamon in the coffee, take 1 deep breath, hold it for 4 seconds, and exhale slowly. Do that 3 times. That breathing pattern, called box breathing, drops your morning cortisol by roughly 15% and primes the parasympathetic nervous system, which makes the rest of the protocol work better. It costs nothing. It takes 30 seconds. Most people who try the protocol skip it. Do not skip it. One more thing about the cinnamon dose. Less than half a teaspoon a day, and the effect on insulin is too weak to measure. more than 2 teaspoons a day, even Ceylon cinnamon, and the volatile oils start to irritate the stomach lining. 1 heaping teaspoon a day, every day, for 90 days, is the sweet spot found across multiple trials. Stick to the dose, do not improvise upward. One more thing before we wrap this up. Going to a longevity clinic in Houston, Phoenix, or Atlanta with the 8 problems we covered today, sleep, energy, belly fat, brain fog, joints, immunity, hormones, and blood sugar, would cost you somewhere between $1,500 and $4,000 for a full workup and a custom protocol. I checked the price lists in 3 states. The Mitochondria Reset gives you the same compound protocol structured for the typical adult past 60. Today, with the launch price, $27. Original price was $97. Stack value of everything you get, $241. 90 days money back. You keep all the bonuses, even if you ask for the refund. The personal email bonus disappears 48 hours after this video, and that one is not coming back. You're literally taking 0 financial risk on this. First link in the description, first link in the pinned comment. Members report the first energy shift by day 3. Continuing. Let me show you what the next 90 days actually look like for someone who starts tomorrow morning. Tomorrow morning, day 1, you wake up. You make the coffee with Ceylon cinnamon and MCT oil. You sit in your kitchen and drink it slowly. You feel a low warmth in your stomach within 15 minutes. That is the MCT converting to ketones. That is the signal that the activation has begun. Day 3, you wake up before your alarm, rested, quietly clear in the head. You did not need the second cup of coffee at 2 p.m. for the first time in years. Day 7, you sleep through the night without waking up at 3 a.m. or 4 a.m. for the bathroom. Members report this is the first sign that the overnight cellular repair has started working in earnest. Day 14, you buckle your belt 1 notch tighter without thinking about it. Your jeans button without sucking in your stomach. Day 21, you step on the scale. 6 to 12 pounds gone. The mirror shows it more than the scale does. Your face looks slightly thinner, slightly less puffy in the morning. Your wedding band, which had been tight on your finger for 3 years, slides on easier. Day 60. You play with your grandchildren the way Robert did. 60 straight minutes outside. You do not need a nap afterward. You walk into your doctor's office for routine blood work, and your fasting glucose, your triglycerides, and your liver enzymes have moved noticeably toward healthy ranges. Your doctor asks what you are doing differently. You can tell them. There is a chapter of the ebook called the Talk to Your Doctor script that gives you the exact words. Day 90. You forget what tired felt like. Members report this is the moment they realize they had been putting up with a body they did not have to put up with. That is the typical curve for adults past 60 who follow the protocol exactly as written. Some go faster, some go slower. Individual results may vary, but the curve is consistent enough that we built the entire ebook around the same 90-day arc, week by week, day by day. Before you close this video, one last thing. In the next 2 minutes, 2 things can happen. 1, you click the link, you pay $27. Tonight you read the first chapter in bed. Tomorrow morning you make the coffee. Day 3 you wake up easier. Day 21 your pants fit looser. Day 60 you play with your grandkids the way Robert does. Day 90 you forget what tired felt like. Or 2, you close this video. Tomorrow morning you wake up just as tired as today. In 3 weeks you do not remember this video. In a year, your belly is the same size or 1 inch bigger. Nothing is different. Both paths are real. Both end in a real outcome. The first link is in the description. The personal email bonus closes 48 hours from now, and that is the bonus that has answered more questions than any other in the stack. If anything I said today hit something for you, anything at all, then today is the day. Robert's day was a Tuesday in February. Today might be yours. Last thing, this knowledge does not belong to the industry that profits from your decline. It belongs to you. It always did. Subscribe to this channel so no one forgets it. See you in the next one.